So I invite my friend Rashad over to my place one day and I'm like, yo, have you listened to the new Skrillex album? And he says no. So I play it, okay? And we listened to this album from start to finish and it was such an incredible experience, like such a unique experience where we had to like sit back and like really think about the music for a bit and we're like, this sounds crazy. We were playing back songs, like we were listening to like the progression of everything, like so many points throughout the album we were like, is this even the same album? Or like, holy shit, like he changed the sound up so much. He mixed so many different genres together, like he created his own new thing with this album.
It's entirely new, complex. It has some like old school dub elements, like some really cool breaks in there, but it's just like a whole new thing. Like it sounds so different. Yeah.
100%. Like he switched it up so much. We're sitting here listening to this fucking album. We're like, hold on, brother. Hold on. Pull the song back. What did he do just now? He just mixed a Dembow sound in a friggin' techno song. And it worked out. I wasn't expecting that. Obviously, people have done it before, but like, I never expected to see Skrillex genre bending to that degree, even though he always, switches it up.
And it really is like a new and improved version of Skrillex. I feel like it's like an upgraded version of Skrillex because the sound's like impeccable, incredible. There's really a mix of everything in this album, but I really want to highlight like the uniquality of this album, okay? Because it's so different. I know he was teasing the sound kind of like in his sets, playing certain tracks here and there, or using a lot of like Latin influence in his music, but this is like the polished final product, like the polished album. So Soma is the Greek word for body, or it's something along the lines of that, or it can mean a lot of different things, honestly. It does ultimately mean like body in movement, like soma, somatic, but also it's a drug. It could be considered as a hallucinogenic drug, but it's also a plant that's deeply rooted in spiritual and ritualistic practices. It's considered a purifier of the mind, a giver of strength, and a guide towards higher wisdom. It is described as a force that removes darkness, destroys negativity, and awakens divine insight. So there's a sense of like divine unity and divine creation with this title. So yeah, even just from the title alone, there's a lot to like think about and like to make out of it. Or it sets a cool aura for the album, And then that first track, okay, Soma. Really hard, okay? Night Punk goes hard, but that was a great collab, and I think it's good. I think it was a cool, like, first track. The second track after that, Thistle, I was not expecting that at all, okay? That one's honestly, like, I think one of my favorite tracks on this album, if not, like, my favorite track on the album. Because it's so cool and, like, experimental, and it's really, like, old school dubstep-y, okay? I love, like, old school, like, grimy stuff like that, so, like, it was really cool. But then the second part of the track, it becomes this atmospheric masterpiece. It's a really good track. It's really cool, very experimental. And I love like funky little digital beat boops, so there are some of those in those tracks. It's like the tasteful dubstep ones that are just like, they're minimal, but they're powerful. And technical, okay? Like doing it on a cool beat. All this music, like the drums and everything, it's so cool, like I feel it in my body. And that goes hand in hand with the album title, right? With like Soma, this whole like somatic type of experience, I guess, that this album is alluding to. I definitely feel that through the music, and I feel it through the drums, through those little breaks. When my friend and I were listening to it, we were literally shocked at how the progression was going. He'd be playing one genre, and then like in the same genre, he'd be switching genres like 3 times. And then there's like a cool melodic, like atmospheric segment, and then it's like back to some drums.
Like, is this a dubstep album? No, you can't call it that, because he has songs under there that feel like hard tech, and then he has songs under that feel like tech house, and then he has songs under that feel like straight up house mixed with
like UKG beats, yeah. UKG breaks.
The UKG breaks on this album at the end are fucking crazy. It's not like a sound you've heard before. I'm gonna just say that.
And there's also really interesting bass, like really interesting bass sounds. I've noticed that this general tone for the bass is a little like lighter, if that makes any sense. Like it's focused on just like intricate bass sounds rather than like the griminess of it. But because of that, he's creating like really interesting electronic sounds with the bass alone that don't sound anything like your regular bass, if that makes any sense. I really hope that's making sense. This one track would be a really good example of that. Because it's very interesting. It has this really subtle pattern to it, and if you listen to the bass in that, it has a really cool bass sound. I like that track. I like that track a lot. I like the bass in that. Smoke. That track is fire. Straight fire.
Bring smoke to the
Oh yeah, the Noche Without You. That one's pretty cool. I like the remake of Children by Robert Miles. I think that's the track. Oh my god. But it was pretty cool. I like it. It was like a cool remake of that track, of a classic, electronic classic. I feel like there are certain like electronic classics that like you can play over and over again, and it's just like they hit your soul so hard because like they're just so one of their kind, you know, like so original, and you can like build off of those sounds and like create whole new experiences, and that's what he did with this song. Yeah, like it's a classic. Love it. Okay, then Scut 2. Oh my god, that track I love too. That one has some really good bass, like a really good bass and drum pattern. Okay, that's when it kind of picks back up again.
stick.
The drum pattern picks up, okay, and like the flow from all the other tracks until this point, super cool. There's a really good pattern between all of the tracks, even though they're very different from one another. They fit like the same vibe, and yeah, he uses the bass and the drums very differently in every single one of them. Even like the vocals as well. The tracks with Chris Lake are pretty good too. Like this one track was really, really good. Very tastefully done, and it fits the album perfectly, even though it's a whole different genre. It's a whole different genre, but it works, and it sounds really cool. Oh, then I want to talk about La Noche 2, the second version of La Noche. Which is, okay, that's a digital soundscape, okay? A beautiful digital soundscape of like just different sounds, super atmospheric. It's a cool breathable moment in the album, like at the end of the set, or end of the album, but it kind of feels like it's the end of the set, you know? Like kind of like wrapping it up a little bit, but then it picks back up with Anybody. Okay, that track is incredible.
Remind me what it's called again.
The track Anybody with
Yes.
Skrillex and EXO. That one is insane. Yeah. The drums, the patterns, and like everything about it just picks up so beautifully at that point in the album when we were listening to it. It was just like so hard hitting.
And then the beat switch at the end.
Like I can't decide which one's my favorite, but it's between Anybody and Thistle for sure. But this track with EXO is so good. It's so good. It picks up right away, okay? That drum pattern is there right away. And it's so cool. It's like headphones on. Headphones on. I remember when it played for the first time, Rashad was just like kind of like sitting and he's just like, what is this? Like I really can't even describe what it is exactly about the track, but I think it's just the drum pattern and like just the flow, general flow of the song. It's very upbeat, uplifting. It has like an especially passionate feeling about it. It sounds so different from the other tracks. The drum pattern's fast and like really cool, but there's also like a really cool melodic like electronic thing to it. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like really good. But it's like the voice line says like headphones on, I hit play. I'm trying to shut off my brain. I love that shit, but that's exactly what that song makes me feel like. I literally like just I have to hear the song. I have to feel everything in that song. Like a little bit of an escapist type of mentality, I guess. But hey, that's the theme of the album. Back to the theme of the album, Soma. Okay, and that leads me to the last track, Diwali, because that one's really good. The last track on this album, he adds a lot of like raw kind of footage or raw recordings of them like freestyling and like kind of in the making of this track. You can hear them like laughing and like giggling, playing around with the beat. Like that he added that little authentic touch in there, like kind of like here's us like just having a time like making these tracks, and it kept picking up. Like at first it was just kind of like a little goofy song, like it's an authentic thing that happened, like this is just a bunch of friends making songs together, and then it picks up and it actually gets like really good. Thought it was a really fun addition to the album. Like it added a new layer of authenticity to it. Like they had fun in the making of the music. And you can feel that. You can see that in the music.
My kidney just bigger than chippy. Then chippy nonstop. I got tits bigger than chippy nonstop.
So overall, I think this is such a cool sound, a really cool album. Just very thorough, very technical, just very creative.
Big ups to Skrillex for doing this, for starting his own genre. He's just going out, doing his thing, and it sounds freaking amazing. So,
But he's still making new shit that's this fire, bro. Give the legend his credit, y'all. Skrillex gang.
Yeah, but that's the album. Like, that's Skrillex for you. But this leads me, okay, to Four Tet, who I also want to talk about, because I saw him play live, okay? Shortly after filming this segment with my friend, we saw him live, okay? We saw him play a set. It was my first time seeing him live, and he was playing a set right in between Opadon and Sammy Vergi. And he did actually play a lot of Skrillex's new tracks, like off the new album. But the way he was playing it, like, he made it sound different with his mixing style. And his mixing style, like, really amazed me and inspired me, like, a lot that night. Because it was so different from any other, like, experiences that I had at raves. I know that he's really, like, focused on, like, the atmosphere and, like, the progression of the set. And it started off, like, very atmospheric. Like, there was a slow build-up. It was very nice, very, like, passionate. It was just very good, very smooth. Oh my god, it was insanely smooth. Like I could never recognize the transitions. Like, he would bring in like the bass lines from one track and then another part from another track and like blend them all together so slowly to the point where like you don't even understand like he's mixing different tracks at the moment. Like, he was just playing different parts of different tracks and like layering them together, and like that's how he was transitioning. And it was so smooth, like so thorough. But like that care that he was putting into the mixing like was incredible. And you can see it too, like he was so locked in, like he was just focused on those mixers, like incredibly locked in. But it sounded so good, like so good. He was playing like some nice minimal techno, okay? That's how he started it off. But it was very subtle and it was just very nice and flowy, and like I just remember like just dancing around with my friends, like just like zenning out to the music. He turned it up so loud. It was so loud, okay? And I never had that experience like listening to like atmospheric techno music very loud. If that makes any sense. Like, he really put in that effort with the bass and the mixing, and it like really brought out the best in that track. Kind of similar to Carolyn Chang. Honestly, Carolyn Chang does like a similar thing with the bass where she brings it in and like makes it sound better as she's transitioning from track to track. Four Tet did a very similar thing. Yeah, Four Tet had a similar mixing style where it was just very slow, very flowy. But then he picked it up with the bass, okay? And aside from it just getting super loud, he started playing dubstep. Oh my god. And the type of dubstep he was playing, like, it literally made me scream. Just even the progression from the start of the set to that point on, like the fact that we started off with like this weird like atmospheric just like electronic sound to like minimal style techno to all of a sudden like dubstep, bassy ass dubstep. It was crazy. And he did that transition, like it sounds crazy, but the transition was just so smooth that it picked up perfectly. Everyone in the crowd is jumping like so hard. Everyone was really appreciating that effort. Like everyone really felt that care and attention that he was putting into the music. It made it sound that much better. Like there's a huge change and impact. It's so inspiring. It's like opened my mind to a whole new depth of like a way of looking at mixing kind of, or just the way that you can really play around with that and create like a whole new electronic experience just through the mixing alone. I think that's really cool. In my opinion, like that was the best set of the night for sure. Like that was an incredible set. He ended up playing Diwali, that track too, which is really funny. I started hearing like the wheeze in the crowd and I'm like, yeah! I love that track and I love that he played that. And it was really fun. Like it was just like a really fun experience overall. Like I had such a fun night. But yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say. That's my music radar for today. Thank you for tuning in. This album, the show, like just everything, super inspiring. It's super cool. Like electronic music is so cool. There's so much you can do with it. I love the variety of it. And that's kind of what I'm trying to capture on this channel, like with this series, just like the cool variety of music in general. But also just like things that I'm really passionate about, things that I'm listening to. So that's that. But yeah, so that's it. Take care. Stay hydrated if you can.